Welcome, fellow fools, for Fantasy Life. I am making this video because nobody else is making videos about this. Nobody else is posting anything online. Obviously, we are in pre-release currently when I'm making this video. It is the 20th of May 2025, so I did purchase the Steam release, and I do own the pre-release version, and I have been playing the pre-release version. I'm about 24 hours in. It took me 24 hours to find my favorite character from the original game and get to have them. So, getting started, we are here to figure out how to find Strangeling. Go ahead and start talking. What is a Strangeling? A Strangeling is, this may count as a spoiler. If you haven't been on the official Fantasy Life website, you haven't been playing the game, you haven't been watching on the Fantasy Life Twitter, a Strangeling is a character from Fantasy Life I, Fantasy Life the original game, and Fantasy Life Online that has been transformed into a piece of furniture, a piece of clothing, a food item. They can be pretty much anything. I've seen them also as weapons or tools. Um, just it's normally based on the personality of the character or the character's backstory, but that doesn't matter too much. Um, as far as I know, there are 49 strangelings in the game as of right now. That is the max amount that I know about. I currently have 36 out of 49. There are various ways in which you can get a strangeling, and I'm going to go ahead and start talking about that now. The main well, not the main. The easiest way in which to get strangelings is by following the main quest line. I'm on chapter 7 of the main quest line. I have found 5 strangelings that are just following the main quest line. You get them as part of the main quest. I'm not going to spoil what those changelings are because it is part of the main quest. If you do have questions about who shows up in the main quest, go ahead and ask me in the comments, but I'm just going to have some integrity and not say because, some people want to play the main quest completely spoiler free. Um, Continuing on, the second way that you can get strangelings is, and this is introduced to you once you get to the giant continent. Once again, this is a spoiler. I'm not going to say the name because I can't say the name out loud. It's a little bit hard for me to pronounce. Um, but by doing the giant continent and exploring the giant continent, you'll find these towers. And these towers are kind of like the towers in Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. You talk to them and they unlock parts of the map so that you can see that it's visible. The first or second tower that you talk to will tell you about what shrines are and give you a little bit of inspo about them. They are, and this is a direct quote from the game, shiny poops. I think they look more like soft serve ice cream. That's just like kind of minty green. But you'll see them out in the world. There are, as far as I know, 20 shrines. I might be missing a couple. I know that I have found 20 shrines. I just haven't completed 20 shrines because some of them have level requirements, which is what I will get into in a second. The easiest ways to find a shrine, in my opinion, is high ground. So you can figure out how many shrines are in an area by talking to the, oh my God, there's a cat on my keyboard. By talking to the towers. The towers, if you talk to them, they will tell you if you're missing a shrine in that area. Or you can open your main map and looking on the map for the giant continent, you can hover over the little eyeball icon for the towers and it'll say shrines, one of two. From my experience, there are no more than 2 shrines per area, but it's anywhere from 1 to 2 shrines per area. The easiest way to find shrines, in my opinion, is to get the high ground in an area. Have the high ground. Get the high ground and then just spin your camera around. Spin it around till you see a shrine. They are glowing. You'll know if it's a shrine that you've done before or not because once you have finished them, they will stop glowing. I'm going to put examples as I'm talking up next to me. I have found 20 shrines, I think based on the towers, telling me that I have all of them. I have all of them. There are a couple shrines that you cannot find by doing the high ground strategy, which if you guys want a whole video on how to find all 20 of the shrines, I can make a video about that. Just like ask in the comments about it because I think I have found all of them. I haven't completed all of them, but I found all of them. Once you have found a shrine, there will be different puzzles inside of the shrine. So some of them are just like matching the order of the colors that are shown to you, and you just have to jump on a mushroom. Some of them are a tile game where you have to go from point A to point B without stepping on the same tile twice. Um, there are a couple other ones as well. There are combat trials, mining trials, and woodcutter trials. These are the ones that I was talking about that have level restrictions. In my experience, you can do most of them with about level 30 to level 40 in the miner class or the woodcutter class or in whatever combat class you choose as your main class. Apologies. They will tell you a recommendation of what level it is, but from my experience, if you have enough items, you can get away with it. Or if you have enough party members, because you can add the Strangelings to your party. If you have enough party members, you can kind of fudge the level restrictions a tiny bit. The issue with the miner ones and the woodcutter ones and the combat ones is that you do have a time limit. Um, and it's 2 minutes roughly from what I have seen. It's always 2 minutes time limit, and you just have to mine all the ore in the time, cut all the wood in all the time, cut, kill all the enemies in the time. Some of the shrines have multiple stages. So, in my experience, it's like 2 to 3 stages, no more than three. And you do two puzzles in a row, three puzzles in a row. You fight one set of monsters, and then another set of monsters, and then another set of monsters. Or you mine ore, and then you mine more ore, and then you mine more ore. And they all have the 2 minute time restriction for any of the time trials. Um, and then you are guaranteed one strangeling if you do complete any of the puzzles or you complete the puzzles in the trial and you finish the shrine out. You can see what changeling it is. Once you go into the shrine, you can just walk up. You don't have to do the puzzle. You can see, oh, is this a character that I know? Is this a character that I want? Is this someone I don't care about as much? If you are a completionist, obviously you're going to do them all eventually, but early game, you want to kind of prioritize characters you know that you like, or ones that are going to be useful to you, because to turn a strangeling back into their normal form, you do have to use a flower, which is naturally respawning every 24 hours based on the level of your island. I have a level 4 island. I get about 130, 127 Celestia's gifts. That's what the flowers are called daily. You do get some from doing the main quest or the quest board. So yeah. So even if you do get the Strangeling, you might not be able to transform them just right that minute. So I've been prioritizing characters I know that I like. Um, moving on, we starting to get into obviously shrines was part of exploring the giant world, but there's also two other things to look out for. First is caves. In my experience, every single cave in the game has one Strangeling. Explore the entire cave, look through every hallway. There will be a chest, and I call these the Strangeling chest. I don't know if there's an official word for that, but they are a sort of Statue of Liberty minty green color. They look different from all the chests in the game. You'll see them. And they kind of have like two circles on the front, like eyeballs. Um, but that's what you're looking for. Look for those chests in the cave. Every cave I've been in has at least one strangeling. And if I thought there wasn't, I backtracked and I said, there's the chest. Sometimes you have to run around a boss fight um, to like get it. But unlike the original Fantasy Life game, as far as I've experienced, the only thing blocking your path is boulders and like trees you have to cut down. There's not that in the original game. Sometimes you had to kill the boss to unlock an area. From what I know, you don't have to do that. You just could run around if you're underleveled, which is what I did for a couple strangelings. I was like, I am underleveled. I want that. And I ran around. Sorry, I keep looking down at my notes. From the caves, there are monster villages. I don't know what they are officially called. I could not find where it was mentioned in the logs or in the guidebook that you get inside of Fantasy Life. Um, as far as I know, I'm just calling them monster villages. So I'm going to put a little screenshot up next to me of what they look like. As far as I know, there are 5 to 6. I have found 5, and I think I've seen a 6th one on the map. You can see what they look like on the map. I will also include a screenshot of what it looks like on the map if I can find one I haven't completed. Because once you complete them, a waypoint gets put there, and it's kind of hard to see underneath it. But these are monster villages, so to even see the strangeling, you have to clear out the monster villages. Sometimes it's full of hostile monsters. Sometimes it's full of ore that you have to mine. Sometimes it's wood that you have to mine out, like trees you have to mine out. And then after you do that, the village will repopulate with friendly monsters, and there will be one monster wandering around that has a quest to do. You have to do 3 quests through the same monster, and eventually the final quest reward for the third one will be the Strangeling. You can see which Strangeling is in what monster village after you have, cleared it out and the non-hostile monsters have repopulated. Um, you'll just see them kind of sitting around, standing off to the side, standing in the middle. Just look out for a weird little piece of furniture or article of clothing or something that looks a little bit odd and doesn't match with the background. And you can talk to them when they're in that form, and you just can't take them. You can't take them because technically they're owned by whatever monster has that quest line. And that's why when you finish the quest line, the monster will give it to you. So the 3 quests that you normally need to do are a couple different things. Getting started, you can do ones that are just combat. And so the monster level increases each time, like 20, 30, 50, as I think is what is the variables. I've completed all of the monster ones at level 40 mage level and been fine. Um, but it'll say, hey, there's some monsters nearby. You have to go kill them. You go kill them, you come back, and you just do that 3 times, rinse and repeat. Then we get to the ones that are a little bit more complicated. I've only seen this in 2 different of the villages, 2 or 3 of them. And the way that works, actually, I've seen it at 3 villages. You have to be an expert level in one of the crafting classes. So you'll talk to them and they'll be like, hey, I need this item. And they'll tell you, I need this item of this quality. So you can't just find that item in the randomly world. Like I had a couple bronze pickaxes that I can buy from people, or I got them off a monster drop. What they want actually is a quality item. So the only way for an item to get a quality is for you to make the item. So you have to be of that um, crafting class level that unlocks the recipe, and then also have enough crafting um, enough crafting skill in order for you. Sorry, just knocking over behind me. My cats love them, but God. You have to be of the correct crafting level in order to craft the item at a quality. From my experience, you just have to be a good quality. There's like good, great, top. It's the same as the original Fantasy Life game as far as I can tell. I haven't done too much of the crafting classes. Um, but that's how you find it. You just have to do it. I've done the blacksmith quest. I had to be an expert level blacksmith. There's one for an alchemy. There's also one for the cook class. I call them classes, but they're lives. That's like the entire point of the game. Um, so you just kind of have to grind that out. And in my experience, grinding up to expert level takes 4 to 5 hours, depending on if you have enough money to buy the materials you need, or if you had the classes unlocked for the gathering and you can just gather those materials yourself. Um, Oh, it has a lot to do with kind of the stuff you had to do in the original game. Just a lot of grinding away at stuff. Um, and then eventually get them. I have done 2 or 3 of them. I have completed the monster villages, and then I've gotten them. I It's not too hard, it's just kind of annoying grinding up the crafting classes. Final place that you can find, well, there's actually 2 places that I forgot. So, props. So there are mimics in this game, and there are little chests with little crowns on them. Kill them whenever you see them. Kill them whenever you see them because they have a random chance to drop a chest, a strangeling chest. What I'm still calling them. They'll drop a strangeling chest, and then you open the chest and you get a strangeling. It is completely random RNG. I've killed so many mimics and only got maybe 2 or 3 from mimics. And then there's also boss drops. So the only boss that I know of 100% that I've ever seen drop a chest, and this is my own experience, is the grass serpents, which I can't remember if that is the correct name or not, but the grass serpents do have dropped a chest for me. Um, It's going to be trial and error until someone looks into the game files and see what is the percentage of drops, what boss drops what. If you go through all of the combat classes and it is like the original game, you will eventually fight every single boss in the game. If you have completed all the combat classes, they kind of do it in order. Like I've fought so many bosses and for the mage thing, just how it is. So just fight any boss you see, and you can tell it's a boss because it's normally bigger and it'll have a little crown, like my crown. It'll have a little crown next to their name, and you just kill it and see if it'll drop a chest for you or not. Once again, Strangeling chests are those sort of Statue of Liberty, copper green with the circles on them. Um, the final place to look for Strangelings is open world locations. I didn't know this was a thing until I said, "Oh, that item doesn't look right in the background. That doesn't fit. What is that doing here?" I went up, talked to it, and it was a Strangeling, and I got to take it home. I so far have found 3 in open world locations. I found Teruha, Roshin. I don't know if that's how your name is said, but it's like it's Irish Gaelic, I'm pretty sure, so I'm not good at it. And then Layla, who is a returning character from Fantasy Life. I do vaguely remember where the locations are. I'm not going to reveal them unless somebody wants to ask for that specific character in the comments. But just wander around the giant world, the giant continent that's shaped like a dragon. Eventually, you'll see an item that kind of sticks out like a sore thumb, and you'll go up and talk to it, and you're going to take it home. Um, but that kind of wraps up what I know about finding strangelings in Fantasy Life I with my 24 hours of playing. Um, if anyone has any comments in the anyone who knows any more about like the boss drops or anything else about finding strangelings or any other tips and tricks that they have, go ahead and put it in the comments. If anyone wants any questions about, hey, do you know where this specific strangeling is, or do you know this, that, the other? I'll try and help you out. Obviously, I could have found that strangeling 20 hours ago in my gameplay, and I don't remember. But I'll try my best to read through the comments if anyone makes any comments and kind of help them out find stuff. But that does wrap up this video. I highly recommend playing Fantasy Life I if you're just watching this video randomly and don't know what I'm talking about. I recommend playing it. It is a sequel to my favorite game of all time, and it is a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. That's all I got. I played 24 hours of it in 2 days, and I literally have already decided it's my second favorite game. Um, but yep, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video. Thank you for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. You know the drill of anybody who posts anything on YouTube. This has been CrownFool, and it's been a pleasure to be an idiot for you. Signing out, I guess.